It's Connie Erickson. Welcome to another Live at 5. And today's the final installment of Under Fire, how to manage when your partner or anyone else is angry or criticizing you. In week 1, you learned how to empathize, disarm, and negotiate. In weeks 2 and 3, we took a step back and focused on what to do in between arguments so that you could be most effective next time. You learned how to examine your automatic thoughts and you paid attention to your emotions by stepping into your sacred pew. Now, with all of that knowledge and self reflection, we're going to circle back around and once again think about how to manage in the moment when your partner's angry. But I want to add a little something. This video is especially good if your partner has a pattern of being aggressively defensive. You know what I mean. Every argument is dramatic, every grievance seems monumental. You feel like you're frequently under attack, not just once in a while. And by the way, you might not want to tell them that you think they have this pattern. Okay, because the reason you don't want to tell them, it seems obvious, but they're not doing this to be hurtful or malicious. People like that are author Bill Eddy calls high conflict people. People like this have a lot of internal stress, but they perceive it as external danger. And I know this sounds a bit dramatic, and they certainly wouldn't articulate, oh, I feel external danger. But truly, that's the way it feels inside to them. So if your partner might have this pattern, this video is especially good for you. So much of what I am about to tell you comes from the work of Bill Eddy, who has a series of books helping people to deal with what he calls high conflict people in a variety of situations. And again, best not to mention to your partner that you think that they're high conflict, because that might make them a little defensive. So, okay, you're in the argument, and first off, I want you to remember that first Under Fire video. Because before you start to defend or negotiate, you want to make sure that you connect with your partner. So you really want to empathize straight away. Negating what they say or trying to defend yourself will only backfire. It shuts down your partner's thinking brain and activates their threat response in their emotional brain. Empathy, attention, and respect, what Bill Eddy calls EAR, EAR, will allow the thinking portion of their brain to stay open so that they'll actually hear what you're saying. So empathize straight away. Something like, I can see how upsetting that was for you. Make sure they know that you're paying attention. You can even say, tell me more. Let them know that they have your respect. Remind them of something you like about them, such as, I respect how much effort you put into our relationship. Or, you really put your all into parenting, and I appreciate that. You don't have to do this. If you can't think of anything you respect or like at that moment, don't say anything. But if you can think of something and honestly tell them, it's really effective. So, anyway, Eddie also has another helpful acronym to help you, CARS, C-A-R-S, which stands for C, connect with your statement, which I just told you about. A, analyze your options in responding and impossible solutions to the problem. R, respond to your partner's possible accusation and or misinformation. And S, set boundaries related to how you want to engage. And I don't think he had spouses or partners in mind when he developed this, but it would still be good to use, especially if you frequently seem to have a large amount of conflict during your disagreements. So let me explain what the CARS acronym. So we already went over the C, connect with an EAR statement. All right, the A is analyze your options. This is where you take a step back and make a conscious choice about what to do next. If you need to, ask your partner to give you a minute or 20 to gather your thoughts, but commit to coming back and finishing. Remember everything you learned about checking your automatic thoughts and listening to your emotions. This is a time to think, what do I really want to get out of this argument? Is it more important to be right or related? It's a time to get calmer, get out of your emotional brain, and get back into your rational brain. So once you do, it's R, respond. So now you can say your piece and correct misinformation and miscommunication. Remember using phrases like, you may be right, but I remember it this way. Another tip in your response is to focus forward. Make suggestions about how to do things in the future in order to avoid the same outcome. Focusing forward really helps to get out of the muck that rehashing things brings. Try to come up with an agreement as to what would constitute a successful outcome before you offer specific solutions. Sorry, I'm really having a hard time talking today. And S, set boundaries. Things like, I appreciate how upset you are, but I can only talk to you when you're not yelling. Or, I can't stay up until 2 a.m. fighting anymore. The next time we argue, I can only do so till 10 p.m. We need to table anything unfinished until the next day. And please note, this or any other technique I suggest should only be used if you feel safe to do so. If you're in an abusive situation, your safety is your number one priority. So thanks a lot. I hope this was helpful. Try it out and let me know how it works. And if you missed any of the previous videos in this series, you can easily find it on my YouTube channel. Thanks a lot, and I will see you in 2 weeks.